Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS, with your host, Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome out there, and I know that a lot of you are troubled at times, and I'm glad you come to the right place because I'm here to help you. I care about you. It's a difficult matter to be involved with what the term CPS, a lot of you may know what it is, a lot of you may not know. It's a government entity that protects our children. They're supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Now, there are approximately 75% of all cases are neglect and 25% are abuse. And it's found all over the world, all over the United States, all 50 states, including Washington, D.C., and so far, I've talked to 22 countries, with the U.S. makes it 23. I've talked to over 2,500 people. And the one thing everybody has in common, including myself, is you're dealing with a rogue CPS. It's an agency that has gone corrupt. It's all about money. You keep asking me, why they do this? Why they not do that? What happens with that? Well, it's about money. It's a $1 trillion business, and they'll do their darndest to take your child. They'll do their darndest to keep your child because that generates money for them. See, that generates money for them. Now, I'm going to put up some banners that you can read that will help you with the orientation to this room. This is an interactive live stream. You can do emojis. You can check the follow button. You can check notification, and please write reviews. Also, you can text messages, and you can be a part of our group chat. I have people like last night. I had Anna Smith, a foster child that grew up, and told about her case. She was from Florida, and she was on last night on my group chat. And then there's my phone number. You can call me too. There's my phone number. You call me. Now, some of you may not know the word CPS. I call it the Child Protection System. The Child Protection System will have different names in every state. One is the Department of Children's Services in Prescott, Arizona, or the Child Protection Services in a lot of the states, including Orange County, California, where my case was. There's the Department of Children and Family Services in LA County. There's the Cabinet in Richmond, Kentucky. Wherever it may be, there'll be a name. So I just say CPS. Everybody knows pretty much what CPS is now. So if I say CPS, I mean about all the government entities. In 1962, Congress enacted a law that said that all CPS, that social service would create a group of social workers to watch and help out the families, meaning they are kind of our watchdog of child abuse and child neglect. Now, who does this actual watching? It's really two kinds of individuals. There are the professional individuals, which are your policemen and your doctors, your nurses, your school teachers, your firemen, anybody that works with children, your caregivers and those kind of individuals, daycare and so forth. They're required by law to recognize and report child abuse and child neglect. And they take special training in it. School teachers especially do, because they see your children. I think school teachers are the ones that see your children the most, except for the mom and dad. The only problem being is this agency's either got lax or I don't know what's happened to them. Over the years, things like the 1997 Incentive Act hasn't helped much when President Bill Clinton signed a law that gave $35,000 to every child protection system that promoted foster care. I mean, if a child was adopted in foster care, that was good. They received a $35,000 bonus. That's crazy. It shouldn't be about money. And money should be used on the kids, not on bonuses or making CPS rich so that the director can sit in a Taj Mahal of the building. I know firsthand. My director of the Child Protection Service in Orange County had an office building that was like, 15 stories high, all devoted to him. None of his cronies worked in it. They worked in their low, sort of sad looking buildings. It's sad because the director of CPS is very rich and powerful in Orange County, California, very corrupt. And I knew this because I had fought with him. I had written numerous emails. I had meetings with him. My children were wrongfully taken from me. They were in safe condition. They were not unsafe condition. But the typical rogue CPS has an MO where they'll hear an allegation and they'll believe it. So that's the sad part. Because we have another people that call in are the lay people. They're your in-laws, your family, your friends, the guy at the street, down the street that works at the store, the gas station. Anybody that, doesn't work with children professionally is a lay person, and they'll call in, and they do it for motivation, for alienation, like one spouse against another spouse, or maybe retaliation because their neighbor's dog barking or their yard's overgrown, and they're going to call on that person, fabricate a false story. And that's the sad part. I did not know this. That's who called in on me and my wife. It is sad. It is sad. But I'm here to help you with your case. And I don't really want to talk about my story because I talk about it every day and it gets boring. It gets boring. I hope I can help you all. Now, I know it's early in the morning on Saturday, and my weekend shows are always designated for Saturday at 8 o'clock. And you may or may not come in. My regulars usually do. And it's interesting. Of the 2,500 people, 22 of them are from other countries. No, from 22 countries. I shouldn't say 22, but from 22 countries. We have it in Indonesia and Bangladesh and India. Then up to the Middle East, we have Saudi Arabia and Libya. Then over in the continent of Africa, we have Liberia, and we have Sudan, and then down to the Republic of Congo, to Rwanda, to Mozambique, and to the provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, we've got the United Kingdom with England, Scotland, and Wales. We also heard from Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, we have Canada and its provinces, and the United States and all 50 states, including the District of Columbia, or actually Washington, D.C. I think they stopped calling let me see here. The reason why Washington, D.C., and here is some information, is called the District of Columbia, is to signify its status as a federal district and to honor Christopher Columbus, reflecting historical and political significant? Well, as we all know, Christopher Columbus did not discover America. Christopher Columbus never set foot on North America. He found the Caribbeans in the Caribbean Ocean, but he thought he was in India. And he wasn't. That's why he called the people, the natives, the indigenous tribes there on the islands there, he called them Indians. And that's why we in North America were called Indians for a long time. I think it was until the 60s we were thinking that we always celebrate Christopher Columbus as discoverer of North America. But who really are the first immigrants, and I'm going on a sidebar here a little bit, were the Native American Indians. They came across the land bridge up from Asia to Alaska. And they came in through North America and settled down all through Canada and the United States and down to Mexico and South America. Now, the Spanish were exploring South America. And I know that a lot of the people that they see down there, the Indians and the Mexicans, which were the Spanish people, generated a lot of the tribes that we have there, but they spread throughout. That's how civilization started in Africa and spread worldwide. It's been proven that a reed boat can sail from Africa to South America. So we perceive that some people migrated across reed boats to South America. But it seemed like man was exploring, so he set sail from South America going westward. And that's how the tropical islands were settled by people from here. Also, people were going the other way, walking through Asia and to North America, and then down south to China, to sail to Indonesia, to Australia. So we have migrations all around the world branching out. And the children have always been a commodity, meaning when you had a child, that child actually served a purpose to help and doing the work and stuff. And we always cared about our children, but it had to take an act of Congress, I guess, to do something about it. I mean, we had more protection for our animals before we long had our children protected. The Humane Society for Animals was started long before the children's, welfare. Now, in the United States, we've had welfare from the 1600s, children welfare, all the way up. And history is divided in three parts. Part one is from 1600 to 1875. And it's all because of a girl that was abused by her foster parents so bad. She lived a long time. But that was kind of like the turning point in 1975. Because we had societies, rich societies, that were taking care of the homeless children in New York. Our children have always been taken advantage of and abused, which is sad. It is sad. They have been abused and been neglected. And they do need help. But now the pendulum has switched, and now we are now influenced by all these people that are being abused. And now we got some people in the room. Welcome, people. And I already got an emoji, and that is from Margaret King. Good morning, Margaret King. Glad to have you here. Margaret King is from California. She has Vincent Davis, my attorney, helping her with her case. And I'd like to get an update, Margaret, where you at on your case, if you can, if you hear me. Anyway, she's from the Kern River area of California. And Mr. Davis has helped her. She's helped her with one thing. She had a problem. She had a criminal charge. He got that taken and dropped. Now, that's the sad part about CPS. It's considered a criminal matter. And by the way, I need to put up a new banner there, talk about how to be a guest on my live stream. And I'll put that banner up there. There's an email. Anyway, this attorney, Vincent Davis, has been around for 39 years fighting CPS and gotten back thousands of children. And he's good at what he does. He is schooled, educated, and licensed in the area of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Those are the three areas of law that CPS is going to involve you with. Now, when an allegation is reported either by a mandated reporter or by a layperson, CPS, the government agency in that county, must, in 24 hours, investigate it. So they're going to try to investigate if what the story is true. In order to do so, it requires a visit to the home. That's where the mistake that most people make. Because we open our doors or we talk too much. So my rule number 3 is do not open a door unless you know who the person is. Your door is like a drawbridge at a castle. If you can picture when they draw up the drawbridge, the door is closed. No one can come in. Well, in the old days, medieval days, they had a moat, and so it was kind of restrictive for people to come in. Well, you got to pretend that your door is your drawbridge. And when you close the door and you secure it, you're your own boss in the home. And you only want to let people in that you know. Now, the police that come out are the Child Protection Services System agency, where it's called in your particular area, come out. They're going to want to come in, talk to you, and look around. But you have the thing called constitutional and civil rights. It's your rights that you can't stop. CPS or the police from near your home. Now, the reason I mentioned police is that the child protection system loves to have police with them because they're good. They're intimidating. They're dressed in their battle fatigues and their guns and armament and stuff. They're very intimidating. The only reason why CPS is supposed to invite the police is because they need protection. Because a lot of people sometimes, because of what's happened, have gone crazy against the social workers. Now, I've had this banner up a little bit called Be a Guest, and I have 14 shows a week. It's so easy to be on my show. You just call in and tell them that well, you don't call. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. You don't call. I mean, you write an email to my producer. And my producer is Grace, and her email's up there on the screen. And you tell her, I want to be on the show. I want to be on Bob Pace's live stream. And you pick one of my shows. I want Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Saturday night show. It's so easy. It's Monday through Sunday, and it's either morning or night. My shows are on during the weekdays at 10 a.m. in the morning. And on the weekends, they're on at 8 a.m. And then at nighttime, I'm on at 7 p.m. every night of the week. Those times are Pacific Standard Time. That's the West Coast of California. I'm south of Los Angeles, and I'm transmitting from 3 blocks from the ocean in a place called Surf City, USA. So please text me a request, and I'd love to have you on there. It's real simple. She'll give you a link to the software application called SteamYard, and it uses YouTube to transmit everything there. She'll give you the rules, what to do, such as no eating or smoking on the show, no profanity, and we do not use the names of children, social workers, or judges. So that's it. Now, another way to interact with this podcast is my phone number is up. That means you can call me. You can call me. Um, CPS matter is really psychologically can really devastate your life. It's taken over my life. I've been fighting for 15 years. I'm not an attorney, I'm a loving father and a husband. I've helped raise 6 children, 3 older ones and 3 younger ones. The younger ones were the ones that were stolen and trafficked into foster care by the child protection system, the Child Protection Service in Orange County, California. It happened terribly. It happened terribly. Now, I was talking about Margaret King and Vincent Davis. I was telling you about Vincent Davis, my attorney. Not only he's been fighting getting your children back, he's also a trial attorney and he does civil lawsuits. He'll win your case. He's won millions of dollars. And I want to say hello to Donna Yanosky. Yanosky. I don't know where you're from, Donna, but it's good to see you. You've been doing this a lot lately. And I thank you so much for that. It's really sweet that you do this. Anyway, I'm here bright and early this morning to help you fight CPS. You see, they have a bad habit is that when the police and them come knocking at your door, you're supposed to remain quiet and don't let them in. Because there's been several incidents recently or over the years where people have even been killed opening the door. Horrific killings. A guy opens the door in Gainesville, Florida on May 2nd, is shot 5 times in the chest by the sheriff. Anyway, he was fired eventually, but they did no other disciplinary action. The boy, the young man who was in the Air Force, who was from Alabama, his mother is devastated because he went to go serve our country in the United States Air Force, and he's dead. The person that's really devastated was his fiance because she heard him die on the phone. So I'm telling you, don't answer the door. I don't want anything terribly to happen to you. Where is everybody? I love to talk. And we don't have anybody asking me questions or anything. Anyway, that's life. It's recorded, so someone will listen to this. Someone will listen to it. Um, by the way, my number's there, 626-698-0990. Mm. Well, let me see what else I can find to talk about here. Still waiting for people to come in. They did come in for shortly. I know I've had several people come in, but they've left. Mm. Um, Let me see here. What do we have here? Um, oh, I know we had did a sidebar about Washington D.C., didn't we? Um, South of the border, we have Mexico that have called in or texted in. Then we have further south in South America, north of Brazil, on the east coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand and the land down under Australia and its states. So I've had a well diversified groups of people. I didn't forget to finish that. I was trying to do that. Now, during the Revolutionary War, the 13 colonies didn't really have a capital. They moved from different meeting locations from Philadelphia to Baltimore to smaller Pennsylvania to avoid the British soldiers. It was born after war as a result of compromise over two issues between the Congress members from the northern and southern states. First, northern landmarkers didn't want the new nation's capital in the southern slave state, and southerners preferred a site on the Potomac River between Maryland and Virginia. Both had both are slave states. Now, you have to understand the 13 colonies, the original 13 colonies, that formed, that fought during the Revolutionary War. Um, we're still waiting for some people to come back in. That's why it's been a long pause here. Um, I'm looking up something right at the moment. Story that we hate to hear. But here's a father who killed his adopted son, stuffed him in a washer after boy ate his snacks. Now, how did this father adopt this boy? This is so sad. It's so sad that people would have these weird feelings. A Texas father has been sentenced after a 7-year old adopted son was found dead inside a washing machine. On Thursday, July 31st, just a couple days ago, this guy was sentenced to 50 years in prison in connection with the July 2022 death of his adopted son. Where was CPS? Thomas' wife Tiffany initially reported Troy missing on July 28th. Hours later, a deputy responded to the call and found the boy's body inside a top-loading washing machine in their Houston home. Authorities were initially unsure if Troy had accidentally climbed into the washer or had been placed in there. However, autopsy revealed that Troy had suffered blunt force trauma, signs of asphyxiation, and possibly and possibly drowning. Bruising was found on his face, arms, and legs. Also found blood in multiple areas of the home and on the washing machine itself. Thomas' wife, who fostered and adopted Troy, arrested in November. See, this is the problem about foster parenting. Foster is too weak right now. If you really want to adopt a child, it takes a long time to get vetted. It takes a long process. But being a foster care person, CPS will get you in there really quick, and that's bad. And all because his father got enraged when his son ate snacks that belonged to him and his wife. Oatmeal cream pies and donut sticks. Wow. He threatened killing remarks to his wife. His wife didn't call authorities. They pleaded guilty. Oh, God, this is so terrible. Now, here's another son. Newport News, Virginia, who killed his 4-month-old son. Oh, no, guilty. You see, man, pleads guilty to the death of his 4-month-old son. The death was ruled a homicide. It is sad. A missing skateboarder, 13, is found alive 4 days after vanishing. Oh, brother. A 13-year-old Missouri boy missing for more than 4 days has been found alive in a ravine near his home, but he remains in critical condition after suffering a serious injuries. He reported missing on Sunday, that's a week ago, after he left on a skateboard, headed to his friend's house near the block of Missouri. Oh, this is so bad. Oh boy. Wow, the bloodhounds tracked the scent. That is amazing. He'd been out food and water for 96 hours. Jeez. Amazing, these rescue guys. That's great. With a bloodhound. It's amazing. Um, we have one person that came into the room. Well, that's great. Hello, my only person in the room. I was looking for something to talk about or say, but my time is up. It's after 9 o'clock, and my show only goes to 9 o'clock. But I want to thank everybody who listens to this video and all my other videos. And remember, your family and your children are so important to you. Do not give up. Keep fighting for them. My prayers go out to so many of my regular people that aren't here. There's Dorothy Cook in North Carolina. There's Christina Reynoso in Las Vegas, Nevada. There's Felicia Holland in Oxnard, California. And as said earlier, Margaret King in Kearns, really. There's Carrie Sampson in Burke County, Georgia. And a sweet girl up there in Wilmington, Delaware. There's Cassandra in Ostenago, New York. There's people that I've met all over the country. Beautiful people. Keep fighting. Don't give up. Come in here. And special thanks go to Leica in South Africa, who's called in numerous times. My prayers are with you all to help you get your case over. But try to follow my 5 rules. Hire an attorney. You need one. It's the only way they're going to save you. 2, document everything. Create the timeline incident form. Do a journal. Rule 3, do not talk to social workers or the police. Do not let them in your home. Do not give up your children. And be careful with medical trafficking when they show up at urgent care in the emergency room. Don't talk to them. 4, use the internet wisely and word it right. Word it right. And you'll find your answers. It has so much more important information. And lastly, make copies of all your important documents. Now, my rules are talked in more detail in other recordings. You can listen to them. But I want to thank you all. I'm going to take my phone number down, and I'm going to put on the Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE. That's the last level you can go to if you want to complain about CPS. And I'm going to play a short video. This is inspirational that you can hear with Vincent Davis. So good day. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. All right. God bless you. Bob Page.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last